Are you on strike? Intro strike?
No.
Jared?
Today's episode of the podcast brought to you by Podcasts. Listen to one today.
I'm down. I'd like to thank our sponsors, WeUndies, which is like the, what are those bicycles called where there's two people?
Tandem.
Tandem underwear.
Oh, yeah.
WeUndies. Just, enough space for you and your homie to both fit.
Nice.
In case you ever do, well, Halloween's coming up, and in case you're going to have one of those funny costumes where you are sandwiched,
Yeah.
you have your WeUndies.
You got a little drippage going down your forehead
Leaking?
here.
I feel like you retain a lot of water.
It does have
top there.
For those listening, it is pouring outside today.
It is.
Okay, guys, fuck, dude, I'm Ryan.
Word.
Like, stay on topic.
Right,
here.
my bad. We need straight man McGee sometimes to come through.
It's names then content.
For the dynamic. My name is Powys.
My name's Jaaron, but you already know that.
Yeah, okay, so anyway, how often do you guys go to the washroom and just, like, forget to do your fly up afterwards?
Not very often. I don't really wear anything with a fly these days. I used to, but...
Did this happen to you, or are you
Just
just...
fucking not really feeling like a safe space. Yeah. Okay, this shit happens to me like nearly constantly, and like not even at home. At home, dude, I'm fine, zipping up, no problem, no big deal. But at work, all the time, I'm walking out of the washroom, I'm like halfway down the hallway, and just full on open. I'm taking time bomb for an HR complaint, hanging dong in the office.
Here you go.
Hanging dong.
I have a pair of shorts that I have to wrestle with the fly. And for some reason, the fly always goes down. And I know there's a life hack involving a trombone, paper clip.
Oh yeah.
They just pull out a fucking horn
Yeah.
and start playing it.
Oh, no likeness jacking. Is about to go into the How I Met Your Mother theme. I caught myself. I think you can trombonally hook yourself and then not have the problem, but
We could trombone.
I also
Is
just
this
like...
a no-jack tactic?
No, it's not.
Could be.
Could be.
You lock your fly, can't get those pants off.
Chastity shorts.
Basically, yeah.
I also...
Chastity paperclip.
The thing is, like, most of my underwear is not baggy. I have, like, one pair of baggy underwear that I wear on rest days that I, of course, got from Kevin Bird's drawer.
Yeah.
And where I get a lot of underwear and socks. And
You gotta love that secondhand underwear.
Oh, buddy.
Second hand, but not by choice.
Pre-owned.
Pre-owned.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like,
Recycled.
even if I have my fly wide open, even if I have my pants down,
Yeah.
I'm safe from exposure.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, that's
wearing
pretty
dark
fair.
underwear,
Yeah.
unless I'm in a situation where I don't mind my sweat showing, in which case I'll wear grayscale underwear, but usually I'm wearing dark stuff. If my fly's a black hole, then, I'm not too...
Like, what if you're wearing those underwear that have like the dong window, and then you get like a double?
What, do most of your underwear not have the dong window?
Most of them don't.
Most of my dom windows
Really?
like overlap.
Yeah,
It's like I gotta fucking daredevil this shit to
for
open
sure.
up my
It's like,
fucking
it's like
dick out.
if your dick's not a serpentine shape here,
It's not gonna happen.
it's like pissing through a corkscrew. You just hold your underwear straight and then you just kind of rotate.
Exactly. So the vent, like I had one pair that I had straight ventage, and I had issues. I couldn't wear them with shorts. Simple as that. And then if I wore them with jeans, they rode up, and that means they had to go. I don't care if they were green and had recycling logos all over them. They had to go. They were comfy and they were soft.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know how it goes. I
we
just have my one pair of vent.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had like our favorite pair of underwear that you had to get rid of at some point.
Right.
It's happened to everybody.
I've actually never gotten rid of a pair of underwear.
Understood.
I've had the same pair.
Down to the last thread.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to have like a twisted, like sick satisfaction about like my underwear, like being at its end of its life. Because I'm like, hey, if this underwear is at the end of its life for my standards, I'm not donating this shit. Nobody's gonna wear.
Are you donating your underwear in general?
Well, I typically would, but
Dude, you know they're throwing out the entire bag of donation clothes if they're fucking taking out your holy underpants.
Oh, jeez. So I would basically like just destroy my undies. Like if they were done, I just love to like rip them, destroy, rip the elastic, stop, pull,
I'll do that with
destruct.
socks that get holes in them.
There you go.
Big holes.
Okay.
We all have our little. I'm gonna.
I'll do with pens too.
But yeah, it depends. I'm really glad that the fly doesn't expose all my all the circumvents on all of my underwear nicely.
That's just good design right there.
It's just good design.
That's why all my underwear are designed with 75% less dong window.
We undies. We undies.
Are we just sponsoring ourselves at this point?
Why not?
I
Because I'm serious. I'm trying to get cash.
We
And I
undies.
feel like I'm not getting a lot of respect at the table here.
What do you mean? You came up with the most golden idea, literally.
It's true.
We Undies Magnum.
No,
WEM.
we've rebranded. We've gone
What's the E?
We Undies Magnum.
we enders.
Sorry, I got caught up in my words. That used to be the West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah.
Gang sign.
Oh
Gang
my
sign. We hold it down. There's a roller coaster in our mall. And lots of snow all around it. I love you guys, Edmonton fam.
Yeah, it's because you have to be inside.
This is true. This is true. Has anybody traveled recently? I guess not.
No.
Yeah. I traveled here
True.
from my house.
Nice.
True.
Speaking quarantine for 14 days, dude.
Right? Speaking of travel, Pow cracked a new book lately.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
called Ultimate Journey by Robert Monroe. Yes!
Nice. Good work.
Thank you.
He has a name.
Yeah. Basically, this dude had a lot of outer body experiences, waking outer body experiences,
Okay.
and decided to create an institute to investigate them. And this book is like his third book. He put out 2 books about outer body experiences, and then a bunch of people came to him like, yo, I've had them too. And then they kind of
Oh, yeah.
consolidated their thing.
Okay, so like, yeah, I like where you're going here, but he created an institute to investigate his out-of-body experiences.
Yes, sir.
I want to know what that means.
He's a wealthy dude.
Yeah, okay. Well,
And-
I probably could have believed
Yeah.
that if he
So-
founded an institute.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care if I was wasting money. I was doing the legwork. I was paying the bill. At first, I mean, I'm new to the book, so I'm not as familiar as books I've spoken about in the past. But he, as I understand it, thought, okay, let's look into this. Started to kind of recruit people, put out a couple books, then way more people came, and then he got a lot of data and put out Ultimate Journey, which is, in short, him mapping the spirit realm, I guess. He basically says, I can like leave my body and go anywhere in space, anywhere in the past, anywhere in the world. My hand passes through stuff like I'm a ghost, and I go meet my homie at past the 7th band of, you know, some crazy planet by Neptune's rings
Yeah.
type thing. And yeah, it's been a heck of a read lately. So he hooks you in at the beginning with all this juice, and now I'm in the meat of it, which is a bunch of theory about like, here's your inner self, your primal self, your external self, what people think of you as part of your energy. Anyway, this book has been crazy so far, and Powys is really enjoying it.
Are they dreams? Chemically induced? I've had a handful in my life.
They're not chemically induced for Robert. He did not have.
So what, is he getting into like a deep meditative state or what?
Yes, but sometimes it's like on the brink of sleep. Like he'll be like in a dream sometimes, and he'll be like, "Oh, I had to return to my because I had to wake up and pee, or I heard an alarm, or da 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 da, or there was a loud bang and shh." But he said like, "Yo, I can go and travel and go like visit my daughter at her university is very far away, check in on her, make sure she's sleeping okay." And like he says in the book, it got to the point that eventually she was in bed like, "If you're here, Dad, good night." Click, ding. So, you know.
So it's just like it's just like Inception shit though. Yeah, like it's his own perception, all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, he talks about patients that went under for surgeries, anesthesia,
Sure.
and had outer body experiences and watched doctors perform on them, and then recalled conversations that the doctors had in great detail when it was like, "You shouldn't have known that. You were under fucking anesthetic." And they're like, "I'm tripping out by this too, dude. You're the doctor."
Okay, what if they were just like semi-conscious and actually hearing what they were saying?
Yeah, right. It doesn't shut your ears off, right? You're just not conscious.
This is true.
And then you're just
That's
like
true.
putting what you're hearing together. You hear something and you're like, okay, if I'm hearing this person's probably here.
Do you think outer
saw
body
that.
experiences are possible, Jared?
I've had them. I just said that. I had one from deep meditation.
Okay.
One time was, can I say this, fungally induced.
Okay.
Another time from deep nutting, dude.
What
Deep space nut.
And then, yeah, another time was chemically induced.
How about the meditation one? Can you go into detail about that at all?
I was like first getting into meditation. It was a really quiet, but like somewhat breezy day in this big open park. I was sitting in the middle of it. I started meditating. I couldn't hear anything really going on around me.
Okay.
And then I felt myself float up outside of my body. And I could see 360, like everything in the park. And then when
Let me call Robert quick. Robbie! Got another one for you.
I was looking around, and then when I looked down, I saw myself, and then shot back into my body. It was only for like what felt like 5 seconds or so, but who knows?
Sounds like inceptional shit.
Sure.
But yeah, that was basically what happened was Zachy and I were on a bike ride to English Bay, and he was like, dude, meditation's so cool. And I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, no, dude, meditation. Like, these guys, what they go through to clear their minds, you have no idea. I'm like, dude, I did it one time. All right? 5 years ago, I sat in a forest and really cleared my mind. And I was like, here, I saw it in this documentary, and then pulled up this documentary that I love to refer to, Spirit Science series on YouTube. I don't know if anyone's familiar. Either of you guys familiar?
No.
There's like a blue guy, and he's like, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna talk in this super annoying voice about super relevant stuff like sacred geometry and all this stuff and blah 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 blah. But he talks about meditation, and I was showing Zach, like, this is the video that taught me how to meditate 5 years ago, and he name dropped Robert Monroe in his book, so I was like, dude, I'm reading this, and then went home and read it, and I've been reading it at night, and it's been helping me because it's a good incentive to straight up stay on like a light dopamine diet pretty much the whole day. Like, even when my buddies send me like a pic, I don't even, like, Zach sent me a photo today of our friend Benny got a new bike, super sweet bike.
Yeah.
And I didn't even look at it in color because I didn't even want to spike my dopamine because I want to be able to read tonight if I want to. And it gets to the point that if I hit the Reddits, and even if it's just text, I can still get, just the patience thing. It's not as pure as not doing it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work on building up my attention span. It's very necessary. And black and white phone is a huge feather in my cap.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah.
I was using that for a while, and then when I started going back to work, I started putting my phone back in color. And
Because?
it just made it easier, like, I have to do a lot of punching in and out on phones, and then, like, I needed to be able to see certain buttons and stuff like that. It was just easier in color, and then it just stayed that way.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, that dopamine diet thing it was actually something, I think I talked to you about it the other day, but it's something that I've been struggling with for the last few weeks especially, where I do things that are like instant gratification first thing in my day some days. Like, I'll go and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do some writing at the end of the day.
Right.
I'll just play a couple of games of FIFA, maybe watch an episode of TV or something like that, and then like next thing I know, my day's gone.
Yeah.
And then I think if I'm at such a high level at the beginning of the day, I'm seeking more and more later in the day, where I'm like, I need more to be able to feel like I'm getting something out of it.
Right.
And like,
but for you, it's, I think, a bit tougher too, because sometimes you'll like do something crazy at the crack of dawn. Right? Like, you'll go to the gym at like, you'll be up at 5.
Sometimes, yeah.
Right?
Like,
and then it's like, oh, I've done something today. Like,
that's true.
Like, I've accomplished something, so,
yeah, that just makes sense.
Right? Like,
the whole, like, swallow the frog thing. Do a hard thing in the morning, everything else seems easy. And
exactly. And then you're kind of,
you're on, like, an accomplishment high kind of thing.
It's a tricky thing to navigate. Am I putting the right emphasis?
Yeah.
Navigation's
on the collect syllable.
Shit out of you.
What was that first one? Netscape?
Yeah.
It was the old browser.
The old browser, yeah.
The first alternative to Internet Explorer, was it?
I think it was just the first one.
Yeah? Internet Explorer came after, perhaps?
I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know, man. It's before our time, really.
It's true. It's true. I dabbled a bit. I was talking about you today, Ryan.
Nice.
I met this guy.
Talking shit.
And he was like, I was like, what do you like to... He's like, what games do you like to play, man? Because we were talking about video games. He said he
Yeah.
likes the game. He's like, oh, I just like to play COD with my friends after work. No big deal. I'm like, dude, that's not no big deal. Let me tell you about this 6-7 Hun win streak. Grrr, let me tell you about the homie 80 mil and his 2.67 KD.
Oh, it's higher than that.
3-6. Was it actually?
Put some respect on the boy.
Was it actually?
It was like 3.0 or something.
That is filthy, dude.
Yeah.
That is absolutely legend.
Yeah.
Come on. That's high up there.
Yeah, it is.
There's not a lot.
But it's like pub stomping though. It's not like competitive shit, right? If he was playing like a purely competitive ladder, it would have been like 1.8 or something.
But
right?
who plays purely competitive? And even then, dude.
I mean, like that. But yeah, that's like that.
Could he have gone pro?
I don't know. Maybe.
Could he have gone pro COD?
Probably.
Could
not.
your team have gone pro COD?
No, definitely not.
What's the use of living in the Kudos though?
We
That's
did,
so
as far as
true.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, honestly, as far as I'm concerned as well. As far as I'm concerned as well. Dude, there was my next door neighbor when I was living in my parents' house in then they started a video game store and it was just a bit ahead of its time, dude. Do you guys ever remember that? There was like a low-key video game bar in Delta somewhere.
Was there?
Oh, where
I do
was
not
it?
remember
72nd? Well, what's it called? What are those things called? Game bars or something, aren't they? No, it wasn't
Like
like, a
internet
barcade. It was like an internet cafe strictly directed at gaming.
Yeah, I mean most were, you know.
True. But like, come here, play your, I'm pretty sure it was PC, I don't
Yeah.
really remember, but they were struggling, like, you should come play sometime. Like, my next door neighbor would come to me and talk to me. Oh man, they were so sweet.
Yeah, those were sick, but then it just got to the point where it was pretty easy to have like a good gaming rig for yourself, and then people just didn't do that anymore. I'm sure people still do. It's like really popular in Korea and stuff.
Could it come back?
See, TV taught me that internet cafes was just people showing up to watch porn in public.
I mean, there's that too.
Weird.
I mean, that's in the library, my man.
I thought that was Starbucks.
Yeah, it's everywhere. People are. It's worth assuming that someone around you is watching porn.
That's Rule 34, right?
No, Rule 34 is if it exists, there's porn of it.
Okay. I mean, that's probably a fair bet.
I mean, if you're willing to look hard enough, like you're gonna find it.
Well, there's that rule that for every website there's 4 porn websites, right? That was a stat I heard one time.
That probably makes
That makes
sense.
sense.
In passing.
Yeah. I wonder how much that stuff's just exaggerated though, because it's like gotten to a point where it's kind of a meme where they're just like, the internet is 105% pornography.
Yeah. Those numbers don't add up.
There's more porn than there is internet. It's 105% pornography.
That
That means
means
always at any point
It's all just
pornography
big porn
being uploaded.
propaganda.
The actual wires have images on them. The actual servers have posters up. Like, more than you have access to doth porn.
Hold on. Outer body experiences give you access to the 5th dimension of porn.
Yeah, so like VR porn.
Shit,
It's an out of body experience.
Hold on, do an original. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
That's
Dun, 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 dun. If I can play it on the recorder, it's mine.
Is that public domain? Might be.
Shows it actually though. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Before the next pod, I'm gonna look over all the public domain tracks. Is it 50 years or 60?
I don't know. I feel like they changed it because Walt
less and
Disney.
less.
No,
Yeah,
Disney
not
does
Disney
their
forked
own.
it.
Disney protects their shit.
For
They
like-
don't do everybody's, do they?
No, but it's the copyright law, isn't it?
Disney,
That stuff's probably all already in the public domain though,
like,
except for the Disney stuff.
they've
Yeah.
basically skirted the rules and made it so you can copyright things for longer.
Yeah.
So like 100 years, 150 years, and then they also just copyright shit that's not theirs.
Well, yeah. I mean, like all their stories are stolen anyway.
This is like. You guys watch any of those new Disneys?
No, man.
No.
I've only seen like a couple of the old Disneys.
Yeah.
I was never really big on it.
Yeah, I read a scathing review of the new ones. Just like they're crap and soulless, but they're absolute money machines. So
Yeah, well, it's just like
It's like
corporate
any
Hollywood,
franchise
right?
though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pretty much any big studio blockbuster film at this point. Like they're all pretty soulless. Like there's a bunch of cool stuff in them, and plenty of them are like fun to watch and what have you. But like they're not interesting.
yeah,
I guess. I don't
you're
know.
so right. They're so absolutely deep fried in CGI.
Yeah.
which is disgusting. And then there's all those stats of like,
Fucking disgusting.
it is, man. I mean, you get a movie. Hold on, I just want to say the stat that like
I went to watch the fucking Avengers and I threw up in the theater.
Okay, well I popped hard Avengers. That was an
Avengers
absolute climax.
Avengers was sick.
Endgame and the one after. You haven't?
I've only seen the first Avengers.
How dare.
Man,
I don't know.
Endgame was strong.
I got some serious Marvel burnout after like the 8th movie I watched. I was like, I get it.
Yeah, it's true.
I only
I'll
really
probably go back and watch those at least.
I watched the big ones for sure, but I didn't follow a lot of the small ones along the way. I was like, if you don't watch them in this order, you're not going to know what's going on. I'm like,
there's like 30 movies at this point now.
I did go back and watch a lot of them afterwards, but I didn't necessarily watch them in order. They're nice, like, little...
I mean, they're fun to watch and all, but like, I don't know.
I want to address this, but I just want to say, they say like in Hollywood or something, like 80% of the stuff they churn out is like remake or sequel.
At this point, you mean?
Indeed.
Who's making these
Yeah,
stats?
that makes sense. Yeah.
Fuck, look it up. I don't know. Yo, Rogan's buddy. Like, I saw it in an infograph.
Pull it up.
Jesus. Kids getting scrutinized over here.
Oh,
Since when are you guys critical of my stats?
I don't really should be, man.
Yeah,
You're pulling a lot of stats
They
out.
should be taken with a handful of salt. Straight up.
Some salty stats, dude.
Is it? What's in theaters right now? Mulan, fucking
It's not
Jurassic
even in theaters.
World, fucking name a movie.
Mulan's not
Na-
even in theaters.
Okay, well just
Oh,
name,
but yeah, each one.
name me the newest movies you can name.
Yeah, that's the whole
Please.
thing.
Tenet,
Yes.
sure. Original,
That's right.
sure.
Yeah, there you go.
1-0.
That's
Okay,
good.
Mulan, 1-1.
Mulan's on the
Lion
streaming
King,
service.
2-1.
Streaming service.
Okay, but it came out on the
Same shit.
thing.
Yeah,
It came
yeah.
out on the thing.
I agree.
Anyway, Spotlight, dude.
Spotlight was like years ago.
Okay,
Damn.
I just want to talk about Spotlight because it's one of my favorite movies, dude. And there's no CGI. It's completely original.
And it's
strictly
80% of
dialogue.
Hollywood is all Spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's a stat that I won't question.
80% of podcasts talk about Spotlight at one point or another.
Yay! We're part of the culture.
Deep dives.
We're part of the culture.
You're out of the culture.
Yeah, it's hard to, you gotta marry that business with that art, man. You bring art to the business, it's tough. That's why you should support any local, original, creative efforts that you come across.
Or maybe we should just sell out. You
But
know?
like, what would us selling out look like?
I don't know. You tell us advertisers.
D-undies? D-undies would be hilarious. Magnum. D-undies. Let everybody know.
Fat dick underpants.
Like, a pair of undies that, like, when you take them off, you get immediately condomed.
Oh my god.
Call the Mythbusters.
You get immediate, like you have to reload them every time you're gonna wear them.
Yes.
We're working out the design clause.
Dude, you're gonna get fucking sued where some guy was like, I was wearing my automatic condom underpants, but it misfired and now I have a child.
What?
Oh no.
Wow. That's actually true. I'm with it. But yeah. Originality and money making, it's difficult to find. Even today I was on the road. I'll get into it in the second half of the pod because we're getting close to a break here. But this guy put on this music that was all this old music. And it was back when like instruments were played. Like real instruments.
I don't believe you. That never happened.
Like brass and stuff. And it's crazy to see a song that's like, song by this artist featuring this artist's horns. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Like, it's just, and then the horns are such a prominent part because, originality, yo. Originality.
Yeah, I think I kind of get what you're saying.
Just like
A bit.
the soullessness, had so much soul.
Yeah.
A sax or a brass horn. I love me some horns, horn section, pop trumpet, that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And now it's more like formulaic. I mean, I'm sure the popular music has always been formulaic, but we always talk about music on the pod and talk about, listen, I don't care how formulaic Gob was.
Dude, I love playing formulaic music, man.
Sometimes the formula, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's for real, dude.
That's true. That's fine.
And like, if people like a Marvel movie, people love that shit and they eat it up. You know, like anything.
Okay, so why was Marvel better than Transformers then?
There was more, like, I think there's more to draw from source material.
That's definitely true.
That's definitely
A lot more to pull from, and like, it looks different visually. Like, it's not just a big mishmash of robot shit smashing together.
It's way better writing, right?
Writing is way
Marvel
better.
movies are a lot better at leaning into being a bit silly and fun at the same time, but Transformers was like
It
too
tried
much
to be really
hero stuff.
serious, yeah.
But then it's like, dude, this is Transformers starring Shia the Beef Dog.
Yeah.
Shia the Beef Dog would be a sick.
I mean, I love him, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I watched him do this read through as Jeff Spicoli for Fast Times, like some weird. I was on this YouTube binge of like comedy roundtables. We'll talk about it in the second half of the pod. We'll also talk about Powys doing some recycling today, hence my shirt. Keep It Green Recycling, which I represent heavily, and yeah, we'll get into that in a matter of moments.
Well, we started a cooking show to reconnect with our fathers. Hopefully you're watching out there. Unlike soccer practice.
I knew I was gonna get it.
Destino! You little minx! Anyway, today, he's so proud of himself. Sick son of a... I had the opportunity to work for a company called Keep It Green Recycling today, which is basically the handler of all, or of most recycling goods for a bunch of movie productions in the Lower Mainland.
Sure.
And for those of you that don't know, my day job is Sustainability PA, where I try to incentivize crew to reduce. Actually, today in one of the places I saw R that was above reduce, and it was redesign and rethink. So sick. I learned shit today. Holla holla. Rethink, reduce, reuse, recycle.
You're
and
design, dude.
redesign is number one for sure. Anyway, keep it green. Every time these guys come through and take all of our recycling stuff away, I'm always so stoked to see them. They're really great guys.
Yeah.
And I always am in these like Zoom meetings with the owner, Miss Kelsey Evans. Do I have a photo of her? Well, she's on the cover of a magazine, bro. And this woman created this company from zero, got laughed out of the room freaking 10 times because back in the day, in the movies, there was no recycling and people just threw cans into garbages and just threw them away. And she's like,
You
there's
don't do that?
No, I freaking don't. I sort the garbage at work and at my home. And freaking this lady, started from the bottom, now we hear, is actually one of my freaking heroes, Kelsey Evans. She's unbelievable. She's raised this company up from absolutely zero, from getting laughed out of the room to producers to now they knock down her door, please come and help my production get the reputation, get some of your clout. And I got to play with them today, and it was such a blast, and I always see them, and I cheer them on so much that I think they might, I thought maybe they thought I was patronizing them because I was cheering them on so much, like, yeah, I love it, guys, keep doing it. And they're like, yeah, dude, like, guy's weird. And then I came in today and the guy was like, you're our biggest fan. And I was like, yes, I am. And I'm low-key honored to be here. And he's like, here, let's get you a shirt. And I was like, a shirt? Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, that makes a uniform, right? Like, but yeah, it was an amazing experience. And the first place I went was the my show from last season, or the show I worked on last season, Charmed. And I got a hero's welcome. And it was so nice. Because we didn't get to say goodbye, or I didn't get to say goodbye. They cut everything abruptly.
Yeah.
I had a rap show at a strip club, and I had to take 2 days off at the end of the week, and they cut it on a Thursday, and I never got to say goodbye, so it was nice to see everybody. And yeah, dude, keep it green, man. Started from the bottom, now we here. Sometimes it can just start as nothing, and in just 10 years' time, you guys could be workaholics. And maybe that'll happen to us with a web series that we are a part of, which is called TriHards.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of us, get it? And
Yeah, I guess.
we do our bit. We're gonna have to try hard. Jared and I are gonna be trying hard tonight, going over lines, man. Shit, we got a wordy episode coming this weekend. We're shooting, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
A couple days from now.
Right.
Yeah.
3 days?
So we're probably gonna do some rehearses and then maybe do a recordy chord, and I'm just gonna listen to that shit like for a couple hours straight. Hopefully get my down, and then hopefully we have a good shoot on Sunday, man. They're can't deny.
Sunday?
Saturday.
I thought it was Saturday.
Saturday. 100% Saturday.
Yeah, I can't come in. No, we've been getting better and better. Not to just force TriHards talk, but come on. It's a big part of our lives, and it's been absolutely getting fantastic now.
That's pretty true, man.
I think it's fair we can say
Oh yeah.
We were absolutely pop jettied at the last.
The last one, we saw the rough cut, and it was fucking hilarious.
I mean, I think it's important that we like it.
Definitely. Well, it wouldn't be worth continuing if we didn't like it.
Yeah, it sucked pretty bad.
I mean, I'm kind of in it for the journey, but like at the same time, like
Right.
kind of in it for the final product as well. Like it's cool to have for a portfolio. Be nice to get some high risk stills. But yeah, you know, freaking obviously it's nice to have something that like made us all have deep belly laughs.
Yeah.
And made me want to kiss you both, frankly. When we saw it the first time, I was just like, yo, we got something going here.
It was like the timing of this, I think for me personally, worked out perfectly. Because it was just rediscovering creativity as something that I really wanted to lean into, and then the opportunity presented itself to make it happen, and just as it's gone on, I just keep following this path further and see where it goes. But it's been a lot of fun. Like just shit. It's like
It has.
It's I guess one of the things that like I'm enjoying the most in my day to day right now. You know, thinking of ideas for episodes, writing.
Right.
And then like the whole process of like shooting it and then watching it like come together.
Yeah.
And then like on the day we're just like shooting the shit and we like the punch ups in the writer's room, just making stuff funnier. But then like on the day where it's just like we're actually in the environment running through this stuff and then just like funny ideas come to us, little ad libs, stuff like that.
True.
Just
been a lot of fun, been a lot of work.
Yeah. I'm just a huge fan of comedy. And so
That's true.
to be able to create something to draw from this stuff that I've gotten a lot of inspiration from without, I guess, realizing it.
That's true.
It's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it hadn't rained on us today, I think I would have been very drained because I was just writing all day today.
Yeah.
But
Spend it.
Spend it. I was like manic at the end. I was saying it. It was just like tap, 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 tap. But yeah.
That's a state.
What?
That's a state.
Is it?
A manic state. Not Maine. I was talking to my buddy today, same guy in the car. He was like, this is a pretty good hood for food. We were driving by our neighborhood, I suppose. And I told him, he's like, hey man, if you're hungry, you want to zip to McDonald's real quick, we can go. And I was like, nah bro, I'm on this No Soup September. It extends to Don's and I'm so close. And it has been an absolute challenge.
Dude, Big Mac soup?
Ooh. Brian, get your blender back from the divorce and give it
I
back.
bought the same blender, dude.
Yes.
I bought it. It's
Which?
the
money, ninja.
Yeah, it's a Ninja
Blender.
something or other. I don't know. It
Rock?
has some. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's got some stupid fucking name that's supposed to make it sound cool. But it's like it's got like the big locky jug thing on there with the blades in it, and it's
The
got
blades
like
go all the way up the shizap?
yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's got like a food processor, and it's got like the bullet cup and stuff too. It's pretty sick.
Food processor and blender?
Yeah, that's why I got it.
Yo, you're gonna have to link me on that. And the link will be in the description. Yo, Ninja Blender's coming at you. No, but I'm not even kidding. Like, I need a blender. Because my friend was telling me about, like, frozen banana ice cream.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a real thing.
And she says, my friend Petey says, peel the bananas, freeze them, put them in the blender, and hit the button, bro.
Absolutely, that
And
works. It's like straight up ice cream, yeah.
You've had it before?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
I've had a Yo Nanas. You familiar? You like put the frozen fruit in the thing and you twist a manual mechanism and it.
That's probably the same thing,
True.
right? It's probably you're just manually blending it.
True. True. But yeah, I don't have a blender, man. Like,
Blender's sick, man. I
It
didn't
is.
not have a blender.
well, I had a food processor, but
Right.
I have one, but it's super loud.
Oh yeah, dude, this thing's fucking so loud.
It's like the house is done. Like, it's like anyone's doing anything. I'm not even gonna. It's so loud that I'm not even gonna impression it on the pod.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's definitely real loud as well.
Right? And it's just like, it's. And for the amount of time I need it to be on, like minutes of that noise,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just eat the chickpeas deconstructed instead of like making it into a hum dog. You know what I mean?
What's hum dog?
Hum dog millionaire hummus.
Just, I feel like people listening might not be speaking.
They
might not be fluent.
They should know by now.
No. It's actually so funny because I've been I'm coaching a youth girls soccer team, volunteering.
Don't say your name, dude.
Here's the thank you very much. My karma's so good that I got a flat tire on the way here. And I was talking. This girl came up to me after practice with some concerns, and I wanted to make her feel better. And I was just riffing, going off, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't really understand what you said." I was like, "Sorry, I'm speaking Pow-anese. I'm just like so amped from this session. Let me bring it down. You are great. You will have success. Cheese." But yeah, I have to. I forget sometimes that not everyone's the frog in boiling water. You know what I mean? But yeah, crazy man. Coaching is some bliss. Whew! Holtz had his coaching moments.
Have I?
No tomorrow days. Hit those notes, you motherfuckers.
I guess, yeah.
Gunning the band.
That's true.
Cattle prodding them. Finish this. Everyone getting those rugby vocals. I'm sure you're just like, yeah, guys, go and do your best with the rugby vocals. Psych.
The what?
Rugby vocals, everyone going at the same time. Gang vocals. That sounds way cooler.
Yeah.
Gang vocals.
Yeah, the issue with that, though, is that, you know, at the time we were being inclusive, but I would recommend, if you plan on having a gang vocal and it's going to be predominantly male voices, just keep it men. Because
Really?
not that women can't do it or anything, but their voices just go right over the top.
Wow.
They're just like, you can really pick them out, and then it doesn't sound like the whole like conglomerate of voices, right? It's just
It's like two people kind of in the back. Just
Two
kinda
individual,
yelling over
yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it might be time for me to graduate past GarageBand, but when I'm in there, I see like male choir, female choir, and perhaps that's why.
Yeah, dude,
keep
totally.
the
Yes,
distinction.
yeah, absolutely. Unless
What if
unless
you
you're
get like a dude that like sings in falsetto?
I mean, I don't know, man.
It's trippy. I am not that well versed. I really want to put some more time into theory, but
I know barely any theory, man.
is that what?
Yeah, I don't
You can
really know.
play guitar killerly.
Yeah,
Don't you have to learn a shitload to do
I
that?
don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Just watch a YouTube video and just muscle mem that shit.
No, that's pretty much exactly. Well, like I don't know if you've ever tried to play guitar, but just like guitar tabs,
Right.
right? It's just like a diagram of like the 6 strings and the numbers for which fret you're using.
Right.
You never really have to learn anything,
Right.
right? Like I can like count music and
Mhm.
like I have rhythm and all that, which you just kind of learn by doing music.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can't tell you what key I'm in or fucking what scales or
Interesting. Interesting.
I mean, it'd probably be worth me sitting down and learning
Same.
that shit.
Same.
It would probably make it a lot easier for me to write stuff and everything, but yeah, I don't know.
I think I remember someone discovered a guitar tab website and I was so impressed.
Yeah.
There was like a really deep library of different songs you can go over or whatever. And
Yeah, there's tons of that. Yeah.
listen, I played Smoke on the Water.
Dude, Dave Grohl says he doesn't know like hard band music theory.
You aren't Dave Grohl? Is that true though?
No.
Yeah, he said
Don't do that.
He said he's like he did barely know any fucking theory.
Oh,
He
damn.
just plays stuff that sounds good. Don't do it.
I just caught myself,
Don't
dude.
do it.
I caught myself as well.
What were you gonna say?
The one where they're in front of that big glass and it shatters and it's like red water rushing through. The Pretender.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to say
What
that.
are these
Yeah.
things and
I
no?
think that's like the best one. It's pretty good.
I was gonna
I
say
never
it
got
too.
big into the Foo Fighters though.
No,
so-
but that was a great song.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I'm not
I
really.
thought
like
you were
a-
Grohl-like.
I don't know. I think he's a cool dude and everything,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. I'm not a big like rock guy.
Interesting.
Just like
Best of you
just the extremes of the
Right.
genre, right?
Right.
Just
Right.
really heavy metal
Yeah.
and nasty, dirty punk,
Nice.
and then a lot of pop punk too. So
Right. You ever
not,
mess
not
with
as extreme.
You ever mess with any like doom, like those droning like?
I like bands that like incorporate that stuff, but as far as it just like that being the draw, like that's the whole thing. I don't know. I just found it too boring.
Dude, I was watching this Hollywood Reporter roundtable with all these comedians, and
Yeah.
it was like some of my favorite comedians of all time: Jim Carrey, Sacha Baron Cohen, or two are at my table.
Pretty good choices, yeah.
Don Cheadle was there, Ted Danson was there, Harvey Winkler was there, and the dude from Veep was there.
Oh, I've never watched Veep, but I mean
Joe Biden?
No. The dude with the big square teeth.
Oh, Sleepy Joe.
What were we talking about right before I said roundtable?
I don't know, man. You were talking.
Joe Biden was at a round table and he fell asleep.
Womp womp. Pretty sure you don't remember, dude.
Comedians at a round table.
Comedians at a round table.
Comedians at a round
Foo
table getting
Fighters.
coffee.
Foo Fighters. What brought us there? Foo Fighters?
Oh, man.
Anyway, this round table
Like,
was
this
awesome,
is literally you talking.
Actually, I stole it. I went too
I have
far.
no idea.
Went
This happens a
too
lot. I had to
far.
backtrack conversations to tell Powys where he was going.
It's happening less and less. But yeah,
Comedy round table.
it was really an amazing watch because like Sacha Baron Cohen is very fond of Jim Carrey.
Sure.
And was like raised on Jim Carrey coming up. Now I remember. Jim Carrey talks about a genre that he loved to explore, which was, I forget what they called it, but basically it's a comedy where in the first act, the main character steals your heart with all the funny gags, and then the second act is just straight up tragic.
Yeah.
And then they just, horrible things happen to them the whole time and they never bounce back. And like people get that peak and then just get wrecked.
Dude, that's Jim Carrey stuff right there for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I definitely love Jim Carrey's really funny movies like Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber and all that. But
Right.
I really like movies where Jim Carrey's just a sad guy. He's so good at it. Like
Right.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
Mhm.
like excellent movie.
That one was a
What was the big song?
Can't say.
From that movie?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Joe Rogan's guy, can you look it up by any chance? Is it bad juju if I look it up? Please go ahead.
No, you can
Go ahead.
No, I can't remember what that song is. I gotta rewatch that
Day,
movie then.
something like that.
But yeah,
It was night and day!
Ah, you mother-
Good job!
Family Channel, what up? Used to come
It
on.
was night and day!
I don't know, man. I'm blanked entirely.
Just buzzing.
You don't.
Don't do this.
Okay. But yeah,
We'll play it instead.
but it was crazy because Sacha was like, Sacha Baron Cohen did Who Is America?
Yeah.
Have you either of you guys watched it?
I
at
watched
all,
some of
or
it.
know of it?
Yeah.
For me, it's like one of the peaks of art, just in general.
I think it's fine. It's good. I just think his other work does the same thing better.
You know what? I haven't seen his other work through an adult lens, so maybe I'm blessed to have seen. Like I watched Borat like back in the day, but I was like, "My name is Borat, check, and I can do voices."
Yeah, I still think that's better. Though.
I didn't understand like the anti-Semitism like aspect.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
think that it's too. My issue with the Who's America, not that it's a big issue. Like I say, overall I do like it.
Right.
But it's just like it's too much like flexing on the stupid people, like dunking on idiots.
That's like
Right?
all gas, no brakes is the same thing.
Right, well, it's like,
ordinary.
yeah, it's a bunch of cherry-picked interactions of people who are probably otherwise pretty nice people. Some are not great, as is very much shown in the show there.
Right.
But I don't know, it's I guess it's a pretty popular thing these days too. Like that's the whole draw of like all the fucking hard right YouTube guys, right? Like the Ben Shapiro's and all that. They just dunk on people who are not up to the task.
Right.
Right, and people get to feel good by vicariously dunking on if people they disagree with.
Oh.
And that's just kind of it's like, I don't know.
true.
Is it better because I agree with him?
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
I mean, he got dummies out of positions of power.
Oh, for
through his
sure.
comedy.
Yeah. No, I won't say they're exactly equivalent.
Right.
I don't know. That's probably a lot.
And then he swung for the fences at the end and tried to get O.J. Simpson to confess to murdering his wife.
I didn't see that far. I didn't
This
watch that.
guy
far.
has pure ambition. Anyway, so he's going off about his stuff.
Okay, maybe I should keep going.
Oh, dude. And Jim Carrey says, like, dude, I love that. I loved how you did it. I loved all this stuff. And the guy's like, man, that's crazy. Like, you can see these guys who, within their own rights, are like gods. But like Jim Carrey wants to show him love. Sacha wants to get love. And even though there's all the 4 agreements, take nothing personally. It's like, dude, you're a hero. You're a guy that like helped shape your style. Just told you, like, man, I really loved how you did that. And like you can just see the look on his face of like, man, this is so flattering. I as much as I want to act cool right now, I cannot hide that I'm so flattered and so moved by that. And it was an amazing roundtable.
I mean, that's pretty peak validation. Right?
That's peak validation.
It doesn't really get much higher than that.
Like, honestly, I was talking to someone and I was like, dude, take nothing personally. Someone tells you a compliment, it's just because of their perception of you. They actually don't really know who you are, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, listen, man, like, if Michael Jordan tells you you're good at basketball, you're good at fucking basketball. If Ronaldinho tells you you're good at soccer, you're good at soccer. Outside that, I don't really give a fuck who tells you anything. I'm like, actually, that's a good point. Like, some people have that supreme, but... Yeah, it was really cool. Jim Carrey also told the story about how Siskel and Ebert smashed him for Ace Ventura. Right. Before it came out, his agent came up to him and were like, his agent came up to him and said, listen, bro, I hate to break it to you, but Siskel and Ebert said, you're a joke, you're the worst, this is the worst movie ever made, blah, 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 blah. And then he said years later they did a TV special called Jim Carrey Clown with Class, where they basically apologized and said, like, listen, bro, you got us here, hilarious, and this is masterful. And he got choked up. I'm getting a little choked up now talking about how people can just be straight up wrong, bro. And they just don't even know. And everyone can be like, oh, you're wrong. Mr. Official Guy said it. You can't argue with Siskel and Ebert. You can't argue with the polls. You can't argue with, like, yes, I can. And because I'm still fighting, I'm not dead. And I'm not gonna die. And even when you kill me, guess what? In this book, it says you live on. That's right. He's like, I can tell you that freaking life exists after death, and you can believe me, and it's a belief. But if you practice OBE, outer body experiences, it will become a knowing to you. You will just know it. And if you want to contact someone that's dead, you can, but you better do it quick, because they're going to find out pretty quick that the Earth realm ain't so hot.
Dude, are you, like, descending into a cult?
Yeah, I know. I feel like anytime people talk about this kind of stuff,
you're getting pretty into some ideas here.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday, the day before, Pow was talking about this, and I feel like when people dive really deep into that kind of stuff and like life beyond death and all that kind of shit, it's because they're afraid to look at their own mortality.
Right.
And they're like, oh, there has to be something else.
Are you saying I'm scared of my own mortality?
Maybe.
Potentially.
I'm ready to fucking die right now.
Let's fucking do it.
I'm ready to fucking die. If I die right now,
packed.
If I die right now, everyone in this room has the fucking password to my laptop. I got my will on my computer. I have so much fucking music on there that Powys Harrison Jones could stop breathing right now and my voice could be heard until all of you guys are fucking dead and well beyond. Could be. Maybe not. And you know TriHards gonna be lit. Dude.
You just got so defensive.
See, you were so, yeah, he is in a cult. He can't be this ready to die and not
You said I'm defensive. I said I'm affirmative, bro. I'm a fucking powerhouse of life, and I'm ready to motherfucking die at any moment, son. Because I've lived a life that I'm proud of. I fucking satisfied everyone. I satisfied myself today. That's it.
What, dude? I thought you were off.
I thought you were off it, dude. Day 101, boys.
Yes.
Day 101.
That's comedy, boys. That's comedy.
My neck's been screwed ever since my brother's birthday. I let him put me in a fucking jiu-jitsu lock for a present. And he fucking snapped my neck. I did not realize I would have this much pain for this long. I don't want to tell him, but...
Fair.
Cat's out of the bag now, because he's really going to watch his little brother talk on a podcast for an hour. He's not. Fuck.
Never know.
It's a good point. Don't make...
It's okay. We'll get a couple viewers. A couple listeners.
Assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
What are we assuming?
That my brother won't watch the pod.
Oh.
He might listen, though.
That's valid. Can we mute that? Rogan's guy? Thank you.
Rogan's guy.
And we can bleep that. Yeah, we can bleep it. Man, this second half went pretty quick.
Yeah, man.
You think so?
Usually seems to.
It's valid.
But
too bad we were late.
I know, man.
I'm sorry.
No respect for the pod.
Powys just flew into it.
Pow just comes in hot into curbs, man. When we're at home, he just comes home music blaring.
Yeah.
On the fucking side.
It's fucked. I like it a lot better.
You just rimmed up the fucking...
Just rammed into it, yeah.
I was laughing until I realized the tire was flat.
Yeah.
Moves, man.
It's way better when we take Jared's car.
Yeah, you can talk shit, but I will not dig the curb to flat.
Well, how can you ding a curve if you don't have a whip?
Whatever, man.
Whoa, don't get defensive, bro. Don't play with the master. Anyway, moving on. We undies.